Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play of Europa Universalis 4 Waffle Wars. We are playing as Ile de Belgique. We are playing with the El Dorado expansion, and we are playing what I believe will be a very, very challenging nation. These islands, their location off the African coast, none of this is very friendly or set up to be particularly powerful. Now, I, for one, am going to enjoy the challenge. It'll be interesting to see exactly how far we can get with it. I am very concerned that once we start getting our colonies going, there is going to be a lot of liberty desire as our colonies get bigger and their total strength relative to me increases pretty dramatically. Especially since this land here, a lot of it will be distant overseas, as we've seen before. So, unless for any reason grabbing these three provinces, connecting up to Garb will remove the distance overseas, but I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure it will not. Anyway, we'll keep going with our exploration over here with our ships using the new mechanic, which is always very, very cool. We'll keep exploring as much of the Americas as possible. I believe we did deploy... Yeah, we did deploy our settler last time, and with zero aggressiveness, I'm hoping we don't have to actually deploy any troops over here to keep the natives at bay. It is tropical, which is going to make it harder to go and settle, I have noticed here. In fact, maybe if it turns out to be too slow, what we might end up doing is actually trying to explore further north. Maybe we can see the Caribbean and settle there. I think it'd be a little bit more attractive. Anyway, improve the capital. The glory of our capital is being neglected. We can gain a little prestige at the cost of manpower, or we can gain prestige for money. I'm going to go ahead and take the manpower hit because we're currently capped and we're not really planning on much in the way of warfare, and I want to save money. I don't care about the prestige necessarily one way or another, although we're pretty low on prestige, and it does have value, of course. There's a lot of little benefits here and there from it. Meanwhile, we have finished coring all this. We're just having to keep an eye out maybe for the rebellion risk. 4.5 years, 5.1. Not ideal. Fleet has arrived over here. And we get our first natives encountering in the colonies. What is going to be our policy towards the natives? We can either repel them, which is going to give us a population boost right away. But it does set the tone for everything else, I believe, throughout the course of the game. Selecting this option means we'll treat natives ruthlessly from now on. It'll increase the frequency of their raids, but also allow colonies to grow faster. Fast colony growth is good. There's present a trade proposal. We lose money right now, gain a permanent tax base, and, you know, profit from it in the future, and then live in peace. Higher chance of assimilating the natives. I usually always go present a trade proposal, and the reason is I'm like, well, I'll invest 50 ducats now in exchange for a tax base, which is going to be a good long-term boost. But honestly, part of me is wondering if I should try something different, and I think I will. I'm going to go ahead with the allow them to live in peace. Higher chance of assimilating the natives, which means what? Higher population ticks or maybe turnover from the natives that join the colony. I'm going to give it a try. Actually, I've never, ever used this option. I think I used Repel the Savages once when I really needed to get a colony kickstarted like ASAP. So we'll see what kind of events we get from this. Meanwhile, right here is where we are settling. So our growth is 15 per year, as is. So we do have our technology. We've got the Promise of Land modifier, which is our +5, which is, right now, generating a 50% boost, but it's still going to take a long time before it turns into a proper city. Trade fleet is back. Yeah, can we go into the Caribbean? Which one of these? See, I don't know the names properly. I mean, ultimately, wow, Northern Atlantic. Ultimately, we will want to go and explore all of these. Wessex is not what we want. Northeastern America. All right, well, let's get started in there. And technology. Next admin level, I think we want to go ahead and tech up. I don't think we need to save for anything. I guess, yeah, there we go. Well, we could go to war against Benin over here. They are currently tied up in their war against Luango over here, which might be slightly distracting. We are currently at our force limit. Technology-wise, we are at level 5, which is ahead of them, which gave us the new dudes, the new infantry troops. I don't know. I don't know if we can swing it. Oh, here's a good question. Let's wait until their diplomat comes home. Are we currently at full maintenance as well? No, we're not. Let me temporarily bump this up while moving these guys over here, just to get in position so that we're ready to go if it comes up. Now you're home. So, if I were to declare war, Great Britain would jump in, which is very nice. Whoa! Choppy as heck there, game. You okay? You alright? I'm really hoping I've got all the technical issues. Like, I did not like releasing the videos yesterday with, like, what I considered to be sort of poor performance and spottiness. But I really wanted to play Eldorado, and I'm not going to not record it. So I was like, well, let's just go ahead and do it. Really looking forward to this, this expansion. So you are at peace. So I wonder what they can do. They do have some cogs. They might help send some dudes down here. We might have people outnumbered as is. Let's go ahead and finish this move over here so we get a little bit of spotting. We'll have to wait a couple of months for our morale to pop back regardless. Where the hell are your troops? I guess they might be sitting in Marrakesh. Benin. Armies. Benin. We're equal manpower, equal in total forces. Now, we can move in right away into Haha, which would be the war goal, and we'd get the mountain defensive bonus. I think we'll probably be okay. Can we get a useful military advisor? We can get a bonus morale guy. But we might just want to save our money, especially since we're losing money right now with the colony. We've got enough in the bank that we should be okay. You know what? What the hell? No guts, no glory. I'll actually spend on a conquistador, which, unless things have changed in Eldorado, will give me exactly the same stats as a general. Obviously, it's a random roll every time, so you can't guarantee it, with the added bonus of being able to explore Fog of War. So we're going to have to wait for our morale to tick up. Let's go ahead and speed things up. All right, you have arrived over here. And I love how you don't get attrition with these exploration missions, because then you can send them out right away. More North America. Yeah, all right. That's getting us towards the Caribbean. It'll be really interesting to see if we can settle there. So September 1st, I think, is when we will go ahead and be ready to declare. Which means I should have my fleet combined over here. Maybe even my exploration fleet. Now, I don't know if these guys had any heavies still kicking around. I have no idea if they have any sort of strength in number like that. You guys are going to dock there. Tell you what, can I override you? No. Let's move everyone into there instead. Alright, September. Morale tick is basically there. I guess I can check the Navy status of Benin. Oh, all they have is 2 lights. Alright, so that should be doable. What could possibly go wrong? I don't think I want to Kobalidrize Abenaki. Yeah, they've got some extra allies, so we're not going to do that. They might go and siege some of the stuff in the north, but that's not the end of the world. The important thing is we'll get the war goal right away, get that ticking. We might not be able to get 100% war score, but I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and declare that war. Boom. And move into Haha instantly. So the question was, do I want to tech up the admin or save the points for coring? I think we're going to have time to rebuild these points. Some of the provinces... No, these provinces don't have any increased coring costs, so it should be relatively manageable. So let's go ahead and do that, just because, yeah, I was going to say, I'm hoping for the ahead of time bonus, which is going to give us more of a production boost, which will help offset some of our costs. Okay, all of our navy has come together, but since their navy is so small, I'm going to go ahead and put these guys back on explore. Down there. And the rest of these guys. Perfect. I'm going to merge them together and move them into a blockade position. Alright, you have returned from Benin. We do have a free diplomat available. Oh, no! Oh, pretenders in Madeira. That's awful! Regency Council. Low. Of course, it happens when we're at war. We lost our decent... our air is decent, but... having rebellions here is a big pain in the ass because we're gonna have to build more cogs. We only have 3. These islands are gonna be such a pain. Anyway, we'll probably let them hold on to that. I don't understand where all their troops are. Are they gone completely? I'm gonna split here and do that because it's still mountains, nice and defensive. Yes, we will go ahead and remarry. I really don't understand this war that they're in. Are they in a war with anyone else at the same time? Ah, Ansbach and Powhatan. So if I click on them and hit Y, yeah, that's what's going on. They've got little skirmishes in a few different places. Alright, fair enough. Let's split you in half and go and do that. All 3 places are in the mountains. So, how's our naval force limit? All right. Let's go ahead and build a couple more cogs. Yeah, we're gonna go into some serious debt here. One thing we could do is probably raise war taxes. I think that's going to be really, really key. It doesn't save us that much money. I'm gonna drop the colonial maintenance for now, so we don't go broke in the middle of the war. Especially since we do have to build the additional ships and all of that. Part of me would like to start sieging Abda. I'm a little worried about putting a troop down. Do I have a siege on this one? No. I'll go ahead and put a troop down in Abda as is. Oh, Great Britain. That helps, actually. Because there's no way they're going to occupy that siege. They will give that up if the siege goes, even if they started the siege, because they're not going to have that kind of interest. So we'll carpet siege for now. We'll run away if we need to. New rivalry. Okay. I'm proud that you're rivaling me because it means I'm getting better, I guess. You guys, keep exploring. I guess more South America. And we did spot some of the Caribbean islands, but we haven't actually spotted the land itself. We could also colonize Cape Verde, which we may want to do. What do we get here? Supporting the Florentine school would give us 40 years of +1 yearly prestige at a slight cost. I guess I'll go ahead and take it. We'll be all right there. We don't actually have a full blockade. You know what? When these ships are done, they're going to come home and help in the blockade. Interesting. Why do we need so many ships? I guess they do have 3 ports with Ducala occupied, which I might want to de-occupy so that I can take later on, but for now this will do fine. Oh, now we have 100%. Oh, because the British have added in their strength. So let me go ahead and just keep my light fleets over here so we can keep it 100%. We don't need to explore that quickly. We don't, you know, explore. Our colonization already is going to be relatively costly, so we're not going to be too stressed about it. It does suck that our super king. What year is it? So we started in 44, so we had 13 years of our 666 king, right? That's the king who died? Wow, that is poor. And I mean, that's always the thing. I know a lot of times in my custom nation builders, I actually ended up with a king and an heir that were just 000 for both, because it's like, you know what? Oh, that's handy. This is not a good investment because it's temporary, right? Let's spend more points on higher level ideas because that's there for life. And that's definitely the stronger way. I mean, everything about this setup was not meant to be OP. It was meant to set up a challenge. These islands and the fact that we invested a fair bit in our ruler as opposed to you know, stronger ideas, that sort of thing, or just more land, which would have been way cheaper and more effective to pick up. But oh, there we go. That's gone as well. Excellent. And it looks like Great Britain is going to jump in on these guys, which I will go and assist. That's very handy. We want our little naval battle. And now that these sieges are going, we shouldn't need this exploration fleet here anymore. Still waiting for those cogs to go. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and go over my limit with an extra cog as well, which I should have started sooner, just to make sure that we have overwhelming power. North Africa, Italian region, the Spanish Main. There we go. Spanish Main, I think, is considered to be like the northern coast of South Africa, in like sort of bordering on the Caribbean. I think that's specifically what that references, but I'm not actually 100% sure. Where are you running to? You're running south? Well, let's make sure to stack wipe you. Bam! We might even liberate this province here. Just keep you small and weak. On the other hand, if you finish your war and annex these guys, that would actually be maybe good for me, because I can do a full annex on you. I'm not sure. Hey, completed mission. Nice. +1 stability. That's good. Achieve religious unity. That's going to be hard. Colonize Marajo. We definitely want these missions because the increased settlement rate is really good. Where is that place? Marajo is here. Tax base of 3. You know what I might do? Is, since we have no progress here, I mean, especially now that we don't have any support, it's actually shrinking. I'm going to recall this settler, and we'll abandon this colony. There we go. Now, so that I don't forget, I'm going to put my colonial maintenance back up. We will actually send the colonist here instead, because one, it's a higher tax base. It does have some aggressiveness, although not very many natives, so hopefully it'll be relatively okay. It is also next to a native nation, but if we complete this, we will get the higher settlement rate, which is going to be way more valuable in the future. So, do I send it out right away? I don't think so. I think we're gonna let it sit there. We don't need to rush the colonization. Yes, we have a build that's sort of based around Russian colonization, but that doesn't literally have to be the case. Hopefully, just no natives migrate to that area. That would be pretty annoying. Abenaki over here. We are at war with them, aren't we? Oh no, it's these guys. Abenaki, which is currently being sieged by someone else, which will be interesting to see what the end result of that is. Oh yes, royal marriage. I should actually check myself before I wreck myself. Check myself to see if there are any... Come on, right-click on myself. Any of the royal marriages have to be redone? No, so we're fine there. Actually, the fact that we have an extra diplomatic relationship open could mean that we could just vassalize these guys, but I think that would be pretty silly. I think we want to go ahead and just full annex. Let me go ahead and just stand in Fez rather than break this. I don't know. I'm hoping they go ahead and... They've won the war. I'm wanting them to annex this so that I can instantly go and siege it. I'm going to go ahead and stand in Fez just in case they reset their siege for any sort of reason whatsoever. You go back to exploring. Glamorgan, Europe. I mean, Europe is fine. North Africa. Oh yeah, that part of North Africa. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we're done all of our Americas missions, so we'll just burn through all the European stuff just to spot more things, because why not? Now, this war that Abenaki is in, is it the same war? It is. On the siege over here, so 85%. So we can't do a full annex right this time, because they're not going to be willing to do it. Oh, did they peace out of their other war? They did. So we have the independent Luongo, which is good. I will assist in this siege, which we won't really take control of. I'm not sure what that's going to do to our war score. We did lose that siege. Well, it's alright. We still have to wait for those cogs. We want to make sure, because it's an amphibious landing, we have to land with, like, overwhelming forces. Keep exploring. We'll start to do some piracy relatively soon, but for now we're going to be fine. Fast forward to speed 4. There we go. So, yeah, they surrendered in the other war, but I can't get my 100% war score, even though I literally have everyone I'm at war with occupied by 100%. Well, I don't have this place occupied. They're occupied in a different war. We do have the ticking war score, which I think can bring us to 999 or 99%. I'm going to go ahead and move out of this area because I'm not sure if we'll get black flagged or not, so we'll just sort of hang out. Meanwhile, Ducal over here, you still have a fair deal of alliances, so I'm not going to declare war on you or anything like that. Send that out. And we'll hope some of these wars end. Peace offer. Now, here's the thing. I don't have to necessarily full annex them. The other thing I could do is full annex and then release. And the advantage to doing that, well, I was going to say, then there wouldn't be a culture mismatch. But actually, 2 of the provinces are Moroccan, which are accepted for me. The Berber ones are not. But the religion, if I full annex and then release as a vassal, the kingdom as a whole will be Catholic. And they'll work on converting the provinces, but they're going to have a hard time doing that. They won't be able to deal with the rebellions. I can get a bunch of local autonomy everywhere or lose its stability. That is really tough. I guess I'll take the stab hit and then have to pay for it to go up again. I don't like being low in stability, especially while we're in a war and about to take over some more territory. Rebel uprisings, the Berber Patriots over here are about to kick in, actually, which is terrible. They're trying to install a new leader, which I don't really want. Oh, and harsh treatment that. Although, actually, I just realized it's not going to do much, is it? 2.3 years. That's not bad. We do have to end this war. so that we can increase our stability. How's our war exhaustion? It's fine. We're going to be coring things instead of raising our stability, which makes me unhappy. Yeah, decline. This is so annoying, actually. Need that other war to end. These guys are black flagged over here in foreign territory, which means they can't actually fight, which means they will lose their other war. Oh, they're not in the other war. But these guys are. Abenaki are. This is so frustrating. I need Abenaki to just, like, be done. They're losing it, luckily. Actually, they're going to be swallowed up, which makes me a bit unhappy here. Alright, possibility 1. Oh no, I can't vassalize Fez. If I could vassalize Fez, then I would be brought into the other war, and it might have been an interesting thing to do. Can I just vassalize these guys? No, they're refusing. We have the war score. But right now, they're still refusing. We may end up doing it, though. No, we won't renew the war taxes. I'm not going to spend the points on that. Not again. They're making some real progress here. We do have... Okay. I can take all my boats, group them up here, take all my army, and... Oh, yeah, you guys meet up there. And you guys go here. We need to go and kill that army real soon. Because they're going to cause us to flip our dynasty. Which isn't, again, isn't the end of the world necessarily, but I want to keep my dynasty. Come on. Come on. Alright, merge up, get on the boat, come over here. Okay, we got a few minutes. Now, if we get repelled in our first attack, that would be particularly bad. So I'm happy we waited for the cogs. Get on the boat. Boats, come over here. So 6v3, what kind of leader do they have? 1-1, they've got the maneuver bonus. Which I don't think will be relevant here. I don't remember if high maneuver can cancel out the amphibious landing. We've got the 1-1. So our leaders will be tied. We have double the men, but we're going to get the -2 amphibious landing. Come on, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail. They have higher morale. Okay, but we are winning. I think they have slightly less capable troops. All right, we'll besiege that. That'll be good. Meanwhile, transports, just, I don't know. I guess dock here doesn't really make a difference. Stay there, I guess, so that you can help siege. I'm going to make a new group over here. We're going to move all but 3. So this unit still has my leader, which means if we go ahead and dock with it, we'll be able to explore. And the remaining light ships, you are going to protect some trade. Make me a little bit of extra money, please and thank you. You guys, explore the coast of Napoli. All right. Rebellions are going to continue to be a problem here. We got a little bit more war score. Okay. I think we're going to have to do the vassal thing, because I actually think we're going to have a few too many rebellions going on. So we'll just hold on to these guys as a vassal for now, and I think that's going to be okay. We can also actually grab a little bit of cash from them. It's not much, but it's something. Yeah. I mean, we'll have to pay the Diplo cost later on, but I think for now this is going to save us so many points when we really need the extra points to, you know, boost our stability and whatever, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. High Liberty Desire. Wow, that's kind of annoying. That new system, though. Let's go ahead and boost our stability. These guys are about to pop. This will be in Ifni. It would be nice to have my troops there ahead of time, but it's not going to be the case. Luckily, Ifni is a coastal desert, so they're not going to get a defensive bonus. So we'll just finish the siege, then we'll move to Agadir, and then take out the rebels that spawned in Ifni. Hopefully there won't be too many of them. And cross our fingers. We do have positive national unrest right now because of our low legitimacy. Wow. Yeah, that's bad. Do we have any cash for someone? There's our missionary strength guy. No, we don't have an unrest lowering guy. This poor legitimacy is going to kill us. Wow. We're still losing money for what right now? Probably reinforcements? Just in general. There we go. How many people just spawned? 10? Are you kidding me? That's really bad. Benen's army. Hopefully they will help me with these rebels. Yeah, we'll bust that siege. Wow, that is a lot more than I thought we would have. A lot more. I'm a little bit concerned. Also, this recording's gone on long enough. I definitely wanted to keep it actually a little shorter than this so I could double check all the technical issues have been solved. Again, this setup. I knew it was going to be tough with these islands, but I don't think I realized exactly how tough it would be. It is certainly being a ton of fun, though. I hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough as much as I am, and I am liking it a lot. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.